Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the part second of the Spring Data REST tutorial. In the part 1 we have created the Spring Boot application and we have created the repository and the entity, and also we have tested our application. We have tested for the post request and the get request. And in this video we are going to learn more about the Spring Data REST, how we can customize the Spring Data REST, and also we are going to expose the employee IDs in the JSON response. So let's begin. So first let's go to the documentation. So I'll drop a link in the description section of this video for this URL, and if you scroll down and if you go to the introduction and if you scroll down, if you go to the fundamentals, and you can see here for this repository the Spring Data REST exposes a collection resource at /orders. So we have a order as our entity, and the Spring Data REST exposes a collection resource at /orders. The path is derived from the uncapitalized pluralized simple class name of the domain class being managed. It also exposes an item resource for each of these items managed by the repository under the URI template /orders/id. So you can read more about the fundamentals, like how it is going to expose the REST endpoints and everything. This is the basic idea. It is going to pluralize the entity class, and it is make the lowercase as the first character. You can read all the endpoints here, like find all, and all other methods. You can read it in this documentation. So now let's go ahead and see the REST response. So if we open the Postman, you can see for the get request we are not getting the IDs in the JSON response. So let's override this behavior. So let's go to the Spring Toolsuite and we're going to create a configuration class. So I'm going to create a new package. I'm going to call this config. Inside this I'm going to create a new class, and this is called my config, and click finish. Okay, so we are going to implement repository REST configurer. So this is the interface and we're going to implement this interface. So let me override this, let me import this, and now we are going to override one of the method, which is configurer repository REST configuration. I think it's better to override it from the source. So override and /implement methods. So we are interested in this configure repository REST configuration. So let me check this and click OK. So alright, so now we are going to auto wire the entity manager, private entity manager. I'm gonna call this entity manager. Let me add the annotation auto wired, and we need to add the annotation configuration at the class level. Alright, so now inside this we're going to make use of this entity manager to access some of the methods. So before that, let's use this config dot expose IDs for. So this expose IDs for will help us to expose the IDs for the domain classes, for the entity classes. So let's make use of the entity manager dot get meta model dot get entities. So this will return a set, and on the set we are going to make use of the stream. This is a Java 8 feature, stream, and we are going to call the map method, and then we will use the type get Java type, and we're going to convert this into to array. Class which is of type array and new. So let me import this type. We are going to import this type from the meta model. If you scroll down, okay, this is the one. All right, so now let's save this. So now we have created a configuration class, and we have override the configure repository REST configuration method to expose the IDs, and we have auto-wire the entity manager. Okay, so you can read more about configuring the Spring Data REST here in the documentation. If you scroll down, if you go to the section 15, customizing the Spring Data REST, you can see how we can customize the Spring Data REST here in this documentation. So now let's go to the Postman, and now let's actually access the get endpoint. Click on this get. We should get the IDs in the JSON response. Okay, so now let's test all other REST endpoints. In the previous video we have just tested only the 2 endpoints, so now let's test for all the endpoints. So I'm going to test the get request for retrieving the single employee. So right now we have 2 records, ID1 and ID2. So let's try for ID2, and when I click on this send, we do get a second employee. So if I try for 5, which is not available, when I click on this send, we do get a 4 not found. Okay, so now let's try for the put request, or first let's try for patch request. So for the second employee, and right now we have the salary is 5,000 for the second employee, and what we'll do is we are going to change the salary. Let me change this to 16,000. Earlier it was 5,000. So now when I click on this, we have a patch request. And I click on this send, we do get the response salary, which is changed to 16,000. So like this we can also make for the put request. So put request, and let's salary, I'll set this to 20,000. Change the employee name to update employee. And now when I click on this send, we do get a response, update employee, and the salary, which is 20,000. And we can try for the delete request. So let's select the delete, and when I click on this send, you can see 204, no content, which has been deleted from the database. So now if I go to the get request and when I click send, we do have only 1 record in the database. Okay, so before we move on to the sorting and pagination, I would like to add a few more records to the database, because we have to understand the pagination and sorting. So let's go ahead and add a few more records. Let's change this to post, and let's in the body, let me change this to employee 2. Let's add 45,000 as salary. Click send. Okay, and let's change this to employee 4. Let's add 20,000. Click send. Employee 5, 11,000. Employee 6, 18,000. Okay, so now let's see how many records we do have inside the database. So let's make a get request, click send. Okay, if you scroll down, okay, so the Spring Data REST by default make use of the HOS. So if you scroll down, it will also provide a metadata information for the JSON response, the size and the total elements and the total pages and the number. So the total elements we have right now, we have 5 records, and the size in one page, by default it only exposes the 20 records in one page. So let's say for example in our database we have a 50 records, and when we make a get request, it will only display the 20 records in the first page. Okay, so the total number of pages is 1. Right now it is showing. Let's say we have a 40 records in our database, and the total number of pages will be 2. In the first page the 20 records, and in the second page another 20 records. So that is how it will work. So this page information will help us to understand the pagination concept. So we will talk about the pagination concept in just a bit. So now so now we have 5 employees, 5 records in our database. So let's click on this send, and if you scroll down you can see right now we have 5 records in our database. So now we can sort the items based on the name and based on the salary and based on the other based on the date and everything. So let's try for sorting the salary on ascending order. So after the question mark you have to add sort is equal to, and you have to specify the on what field you have to sort. We're going to sort it based on the salary, and if you don't specify, like if you by default when you click on this send, it is going to sort it in the ascending order. So when I click on this send, you can see it is sorted in the ascending order: 10,000, 11,000, 18,000 and 20,000, 45,000. If you want to sort it in the descending order, then you have to add comma and DESC, and when you click on this send, it is sorted in the descending order. You can see 45,000 first, then 20,000, then 18,000, 11,000 and 10,000. Similarly, you can also sort based on the name. So name descending order. When I click on this send, you can see new employee first, then employee 6, 5, 4 and 2. Okay, you can also sort it based on the name and different fields. So now let's see how the pagination works. Like I said before, in each page it is going to display only the 20 records, but right now we do not have so many records, like we do not have a much records, more than 5 records we do not have. So let's keep it for 2. Let's assume that we want to display 2 records in each page. So we will specify size is equal to 2, and we will specify, if you scroll down we have this number, right? Okay, so you can specify page is equal to 0. In page 0 it is display, we want to display the 2 records. So when I click on this send, we do get only the 2 records. You can see the ID 1 and ID 3. Okay, only 2 records is displaying, and you can see the size is changed to 2, total elements which is 5, and the total pages 3. So first page contains 2 records, the second page contains 2 records, 2 plus 2 4, and the third page contains only 1 record. So now the page always starts from 0th index. So now if I change it to 1, the page 1, now click on this send, it is go to the second page and it will display the next other 2 records like the ID 4 and ID 5. Okay, so now when I click on this, when I change this to page 2, when I click on this send, we do get the last record which is ID, because we have total 5 records, 2 plus 2 plus 1, so 5. You can also see that it will also provide some of the links: first, previous, self, last, the previous, which is nothing but the previous page, the first page, and the last page, which is nothing but the current page, and the first page, which is nothing but the 0th index, which is the first page. So this is all about the pagination and sorting. So you can read more about the pagination and sorting here in this section, the 5th section, pagination, paging and sorting. Alright, so now the last part is how we can customize the REST URLs. As of now, the Spring Data REST itself as exposing the REST endpoints, so it will convert the employee into employees. So if can I override that default behavior? Is it possible? And of course yes. So if you go to the customizing the Spring Data REST, and if you scroll down, you can see the customizing the default exposure. So you can override this by using we have this repository REST configuration. So using this we can override the default behavior. So let's actually override that. Let me show you. Before that, okay, you can see that we have the person, and by default the Spring Data REST exposes to persons, and if you don't want to make it as persons, you can override that by using this add repository REST resource. So let's copy this, and now let's go to the Spring tool suite, and inside the repository let's add this annotation, and let me import it. So I want to change this to list employees. Okay, list employees. So let's save this, and now if you go to the Postman, and instead of employees, if we try for list employees, and we do get all the records. So now if I try for employees and click send, we do get nothing because we have override the default behavior. Now if we want to access the REST endpoints, we have to use list employees. So when I click on the send, we do get all the employees. Alright, so what about the JPA query methods? So let's create a one JPA query method and see how it will work. So inside this, I'm going to create a JPA query method which is find by name. Find by name, and I will use request param, and the name will be name, and this will be string of type name, and this will return list of employee. Let me import the list and the request param as well. So now we have created this find by name, and the user will enter the user want to retrieve the employees based on the name. And what about this URL? What is the REST endpoint for this find by name? So the Spring Data REST by default exposes the REST endpoints for find by name and for all the query methods, which will be available inside the search resource. So let me go to the Postman, and for this list employees slash, you have to add the search keyword, and then you have to add the query method name, which is find by name, and question mark, you have to specify, we have to provide the request param, which is name is equal to, we are interested in finding this new employee. So let's copy this and paste it. Okay, so now when I click on this send, okay, we are not getting anything. I think we haven't saved it. Yes, let's save this. It will restart our application. Okay, so now let's go to the Postman and click send. We do get, okay, we are getting null. This is because we made some mistake, which is, okay, this is not a list. Okay, this is list employees and search find by name, name is equal to new employee. Okay, unable to detect the parameter names query method in Bush and Sigur. Find by name, use add param compatible with. Alright, so if you're using a Java 8, you have to specify instead of request param, you have to use add param. So let's import the param. Now let's save this. This time we should get the response. So okay, so when I click on this send, you can see now we are getting the employee. Okay, so instead of the request param, you can use add param. Okay, so now let's try for one more record. So let's try for this employee 6. When I click on this send, we do get the employee 6. Okay, so it will be available for all the query methods. The resources will be available at /search/ the query method name. So here you can find it. So can we override the REST endpoint for this query methods also? And the answer is yes. you can override it by using the REST resource, @REST resource, and we have to specify the name, and I'll send this to name. Okay, you can go ahead and see in the documentation. You can see for the list person find by name, the method in the preceding example is exposed at person/search/find by name, and if you want to override this, you can use @REST resource, and this is not, and we have to specify the path. So let's specify the path. This is not actually the name, sorry about that. Okay, so now let's save this. So now let's go to the Postman, and here instead of find by name /search/name, and question mark, we have to specify the parameter name is equal to employee6. When I click on this send, we do get the employee6, which is exactly works as it works before. Alright, so now we have learned more about the Spring Data REST, and we have learned how to customize the Spring Data REST and how to work with the pagination and sorting.